I'm John. This is your Modern Tech Breakdown. Today we're talking about how Elon Musk and Donald Trump are teaming up for the 2024 election and what that could mean for a possible second Trump administration. Here's an article from the Wall Street Journal with no less than 5 authors. I guess it was a group assignment. Let's cover some of the main points from this very long article. First off, the article talks about a data-driven project to prevent voter fraud that Elon Musk and Nelson Peltz have been working on. I'm not sure what that could possibly mean. The phrase data-driven is interesting, makes me think it has something to do with statistical analysis of voting data. However, that would be after the election and wouldn't prevent any voter fraud. You'd only be detecting it after the fact. So I'm not sure. Later in the article, the authors characterize the effort as ensuring, quote, votes are fairly counted. I'm not sure what that means other than the standard poll watching that the parties do in any election. Perhaps it could mean some sort of data analysis on voter rolls to ensure dead people or people who have moved don't vote. Seems like that would require cooperation with state governments, which would probably hamstring the effort. So unclear what that means. Second, there's a statement that Musk and others are working on an influence campaign in elite circles meaning fellow billionaires, to not support Joe Biden. This seems pretty straightforward effort to try to keep some of the money that might ordinarily go to Biden on the sidelines. Seems like Musk is using his ability to influence elite folks instead of actually writing a check to the Trump campaign. I suppose this is somewhat keeps his hands clean and allows him to maintain somewhat of a cordial relationship with the other side of the aisle, playing the middle a little bit. Here is a picture of Elon with fellow billionaire Nelson Peltz, who I mentioned earlier. You may remember Mr. Peltz as the activist investor who tried to save Disney through a proxy battle that ultimately failed. Peltz has since liquidated his Disney position. Next, the article goes on to discuss the potential for Mr. Musk to have an advisory role in a potential Trump administration. I would think this would have to be a non-official role, as Mr. Musk's variety of businesses would create too many conflicts of interest. So I don't think he could probably get an official position unless he's sold a lot of businesses, which seems very unlikely. The idea of Musk being a part or having a role, perhaps unofficially, in a Trump administration as an advisor makes me wonder if perhaps this is an effort by Elon to influence Trump on EV policy. Trump has been very negative about the Biden administration's heavy-handed EV tactics. It's also widely known that Chinese EV makers have been investing in Mexico with the intention of building EVs there and exporting them to the United States. This would obviously be a huge risk to Tesla's business. Lastly, the article mentions that Elon has been trying to get Trump back onto X and to use its Spaces feature. Trump seems hesitant as he has a large interest in his Truth platform. So I don't think we're probably going to see him soon, but you never know. Election might push him back in to widen his audience by getting back onto X. And finally, the article wraps up by mentioning that Musk has not been open to a formal endorsement of Trump. Again, this seems like Elon is playing the middle a little bit, trying not to anger those on the other side of the aisle, kind of hedging his bets a little bit. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. It's an interesting article. It'll be interesting to see how these two big players team up or not in the future. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.